Hey guys, Mrs. Traver here. We're going to work through a couple of these examples on the worksheet you're getting today so you can see them one more time. So here's what you got. I want to bring your attention to the front is just like what we did yesterday. It's just, it all has leading coefficient equal to 1. This whole front page is just like that. So again, our steps first are to look at the last term C and try to factor it. So factors of negative 40 in this case. We're looking at 1 and 40, 2 and 20. 3 doesn't go into it, 4 and 10. 5 goes into it, 5 and 8, and that's the rest of our list. So since it's negative, one of the two of these is negative. And I want the difference to be 6 because that's our middle number. So which one of these is 6 apart would be 4 and 10. And so I want to be careful that when I plug these in, I want to use the correct positive negative combination. So if I want a positive number, I need the bigger number positive, the smaller number negative. So instead of 6n, I'm going to use negative 4n and positive 10n. And that'll go on the spot of my 6n. So in that spot will be a negative 4n plus 10n. And then the rest will move with it. From here, it's factor by grouping. So look at your first two terms and see what the GCF is. We can pull an n out of these guys. We'd be left on the inside with, let's see, n times what is n squared? N times what is negative 4n? And then the other two, we can pull out a 10. So I've got 10 times what is 10n, and 10 times what is negative 40. And now you can see one of our parentheses matches, so we can use that for the first one. And the other one comes from what was the factored out GCF. So that n plus 10 is the other parentheses. And there you go, you just unfoiled. You unfoiled. There we go. So the whole front is like that. There's 8 of them. Well, there's 7 to go, I should say. The back has one extra step. So factor out the GCF first, then factor each completely with unfoiling. So before we do our factors, if I started and tried to find factors of 200 that add to 15, I would have none. It wouldn't work out for you. So what we have to notice first is that 5 goes into both 5, 15, and 200. So that gets to come out first. Let's see, 5 times what is 5k squared? I need a k squared. 5 times what is 15k? I need plus 3k. And 5 times what is negative 200? I would have needed a negative 40. Okay, now our inside polynomial, this is what we've been working with. So we can look at factors of negative 40 that add to 3. Happens to be the same number as the front I did. So same factor list, 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 3 doesn't go into it, 4 and 10, 5 and 8. This time when we're making our negative 40, we want to find a combo that is 3 apart, and that's going to be this 5 and 8. Again, one of the two is negative. We want, because the answer is positive when we add, we want the bigger number positive. So we want negative 5k plus 8k will go in the spot for that 3k. So this will go in that spot. So negative 5k plus 8k in that spot. And then everything else drops down around it. And that 5 is just going to stick along with us. You can kind of ignore it, but it just has to stay on the outside throughout your work and your answer. So now we can move on like we normally do. Factors of the first two. So we can pull a k out. And we'd get k times what is k squared? We need a k. K times what is negative 5k? We need a negative 5. The next two, you can factor out an 8. 8 times what is 8k? You need a k. And 8 times what is negative 40? You need a negative 5. And then, hey, by the way, that 5 is still with us, so throw that on the outside. So we've got our first parentheses is the matcher, k minus 5. And the other one is what was from our GCFs, k plus 8. And then on the outside still is a 5. You don't have to put the big parentheses anymore. So that's it. You've got 7 more of those as well. So you've got 14 to do on your own. This needs to be put in the basket by the end of the hour. And then I will see you guys tomorrow.